Y'all are showing out, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. So yeah, today's story time is really about, or this video is about what what all gifts and skills led to the experiences that have led me to this moment in time. And honestly, it's really just a matter of I once I realized that if I didn't capitalize on my strengths as me being myself from probably 2001ish, if I didn't capitalize on what God placed in me, then it wasn't going to get done. So from 2001 until, I always say, this moment in time, it's been a matter of me going to God and really being clear with, okay, God, this is what you've put into me. This is what I see for me. If this is in your will, then help me get it done. And from that point until now, like, things have just really, when I've obeyed and been obedient and just followed the Holy Spirit and followed what God put into me, everything just kind of turned into like dominoes. And so I can just go back to saying, from my 2012 transition, which, if you don't know that story, go follow my blogs. I've written about it extensively. I've talked about it. I've interviewed about it extensively. Go back to Runaway Diaries, search me, Keila Jackson, The Runaway Diaries, or the Urban Magazine. But in my transition in 2012, I said, God, I know you have more for me. I know you have more for me. And in walking away from everything the first time, it showed me that if I don't believe in myself and if I don't do the work myself, then it's not going to get done. And from that minute of going and starting all over again and just rebuilding my life, it allowed me to have creative control over everything that I did, all of my projects, my collaborations, the things that I know I have completed, like my education, because nobody can take an education away, whether it's education from experience or education just in general. Nobody can take that away from you. So from the education that I knew I had completed, my undergraduate, my graduate, my experience at that point in time as a teacher, as an educator, as an administrator, of sorts, on being on administrative teams, those things, they led me to taking on projects, taking on collaborations, and people being like, oh man, you kind of know what you're doing. I do, because I've had that experience and I have the credentials on top of it. And so from that point on, it just was God blowing on it, God blessing that. And I'll say, I am not too proud or too big to do any volunteering, any collaborations, anything where it's aligned with who I am as a person. If it's aligned with my spirit, it's aligned with what God's put into me, I don't have a problem. And so everything just worked together for my good. And that's what I just encourage everybody to know, is that if you put in the work and you stand and believe in the gifts that God's put into you, then everything else will fall into place. And as you're doing the work and making the world a better place, and sharing the light that's in you, then you're going to meet other people who have the same goals. And if they don't have the same goals, that'll be found out really quickly. They'll be weeded out. And I mean, there's nothing wrong if you have to go on different assignments in your life. Yeah, we all know about the, season, reason, lifetime, reason, season, lifetime, and all of that. But it's true. It's true in the fact of, sometimes you just fulfill assignments and fulfill seasons with groups or people, and you just got to move on. But the fact of the matter is this, is that if you stay true to yourself and you listen to the God in you, and you continue to encourage yourself and continue to promote yourself and stand on what God has told you in your secret time, then it'll all work out in the end. It'll come out in the wash, as the elders used to say. And so that's where I am as far as like all my gifts bringing me to this moment in time. And if you want to know, if you want to get like a background or a more in-depth view of my life, then I have Chapel Talks from Baylor School. Shout out Baylor. I have Chapel Talks on my website, KeilaJackson.com. And as I said, I've definitely done a lot of blogging, articles. I used to be a columnist for a magazine and then another online publication. And so definitely go back, check those out. But know that your gifts will make room for you. Just stand and believe on that. Stand on and believe that your gifts will make room for you. All right. Bye, y'all.